Muhammad, peace be upon him, the final prophet and messenger of God, is the most influential and most written about person in history. Then why yet another book on him? And what makes this book different? When I decided to educate people at large about the Prophet, I knew I was invoking several daunting challenges, not to mention the prodigious responsibility that comes with it. Most of the literature on the Prophet is devotional and has a preaching style that intrigues the young generation only to a point. So how do you write a book with a new approach that would appeal to the broader audience, common and erudite, young and old, but especially new Muslim converts? Which biography of the Prophet do you give to your atheist neighbor, or Jewish or Christian friend or colleague? How do you teach your young children that the message of the Prophet is timeless and that Islam and modern sensibilities such as science are not detached from each other? How do you tell the riveting story of the Prophet's life without hyperbole or flashy distortion, without making it a novel or an apologetic or contentious treatise? In the end, the answer was to let the story of the Prophet speak for itself. The prime goal here is not to convert people, but learn from the Prophet's examples to improve ourselves. My profession as a computer science professor with over 30 years of teaching and research experience helped to tackle these challenges. Part 1 is a fact-based historical narrative encompassing 53 chapters, chronologically describing the Prophet's life, taking inspiration from the Quran that tells the stories of other prophets to convey moral lessons. Prophet Muhammad's episode is as much about human success as religion or spirituality. The reader learns how the Prophet changed the world single-handedly in fewer than 23 years, an extraordinary achievement in human endeavor against all odds. It shows that worldly success can be achieved through conviction, optimism, courage, and the most refined character. And the scholarly values of the book? There are several. It has fascinating details of the events, battles, circumstances, and other critical matters. For instance, it presents a most detailed and precise account of the Pact of Medina. The book effortlessly quashes unfounded myths and dogmas about the Prophet and promotes interfaith harmony. Also, there are 550 verses of the Quran and over 100 verses of other holy scriptures, enunciated within the context of the chronicle. Part 2 is a collection of 100 small research articles that I wrote to describe the Prophet's 100 distinct human attributes. Each article, explained with evidentiary references to the pages of Part 1, is virtually a chapter itself. This is unprecedented work. I also submit that these 100 attributes are the benchmark of human behavior. The nearly 700 pages volume describes the research methodology and a multi-level bibliography with a helpful description of each source. The Prophet's exemplary life demonstrates so many roles, being forgiving, brave, genius, sagacious, and best of characters, while epitomizing roles such as a son, nephew, cousin, adopting brother, father, uncle, husband, friend, mentor, neighbor, and travel mate, to being a shepherd, businessman, farmer, architect, politician, leader, legislator, spokesperson, policymaker, negotiator, soldier, warrior, military general, commander, preacher, teacher, and reformer, all on the same resume. This explains how the Prophet applied universal values such as compassion, mercy, and tolerance to address issues like diversity, equity, and inclusion, which the world still faces today. All proceeds from the book will go to charity, and may this book contribute to the universal peace.